Hello everyone, this is Jupiter and welcome back to Prism Fantasy, where we bring you real discussions about enlightenment, alchemy, magic, spirits, and other metaphysical and supernatural topics. This video is the second part of our previous video to Spirit Companionship, so if you have not watched it yet, then feel free to do that. So beings, including us humans, are generally classified into four groups of arts. These are light, or some people say white, gray, dark, and black. So light arts, gray arts, dark arts, and black arts. In Prism Fantasy, each of these beings are verified and checked by how they behave and how well they take requests. We have worked with all four of these different classes of beings. First, let's start with the light or white beings. They are very committed to doing only positive deeds. They are honest. Depending on the request, they will refuse to carry it out if it is of darker nature than of what they are. And at times, they will even refuse the task if it is considered gray. So light beings may not fear other beings, but they do fear to do wrong. And if their companion will twist up some words, then they can be willing to accept punishment even if it is not their fault. Light beings can be easily abused and taken advantage of. Sometimes they can even be considered as treated as slaves. But if they are treated like that frequently, then it can actually trigger or awaken their darker side. After this, it's all fair what they dish back. Second is the class of gray arts. Gray beings are known to be grounded and well balanced. I can assure that all immortals, gods, goddesses, deities, they're all gray arts. Now, they are all of duality, as gray is both of dark and light. Gray is neutral, and it is the force of nature. For beings that is gray class type, they are always fair and practical. They never do things for revenge, but rather for justice. They often will take the higher road, will never stoop to a petty level, and will never overdo a punishment. If anything goes wrong, such as a misunderstanding or miscommunication, they will negotiate and reason with you. If you treat them unfairly, however, and disrespect them continuously, then they will punish you and leave. Third, we're going to move on to the dark class. Dark beings are, well, they have some dark traits. A human, for example, is generally dark. Humans can lie, they can steal, they can cheat, they can be petty, take revenge, and overdo revenge. But humans can also be sweet, generous, kind, caring, and helpful. So these are the attributes of a dark being. You can request from a dark being to fulfill a darker deed for you. But they can also generally do light requests as well. Just by personality, they would be dark. Dark beings will mostly deal or inflict big time karma. Some of them aren't even going to care if the request you make is not clear, and they will still expect some kind of payment. So by clear, I mean that you have to say in detail exactly what you want in order to avoid what you don't want manifesting. If they are the type to expect payment and you do not provide this, then they may punish you or even refuse to help you in the future. Lastly, the black class beings, the black arts, these beings only listen to themselves, and they tend to be self-invested. They are pure chaos and are either very hard to reason with or cannot be reasoned with at all. Be sure your request is always very clear and detailed, because they will often twist your words. If anything goes wrong, it will never be their fault, and they can punish you on the spot very badly. If you have rules or orders, they won't follow them. You must carefully bargain with them. While no black arts type beings are good, some can do good. If you're wondering how, think fire fighting with fire. But in most cases, they live up to their reputation. The type of demons you usually hear that bring about the bad stereotypes are the kinds that are classified as black arts. So there are side effects to bonding with a spirit companion, and I'm going to go over that. Each race and class will have different effects, but there's literally billions of different types of races and species in the universe and in other universes. So I'm just going to clarify that one species or race can have a range of arts type. For example, Demons are known to be black arts generally, but there are also dark demons, gray demons, and even light demons such as holy demons. So I'm going to go by the 4 classifications and the side effects one would experience from bonding with their companion when you share a direct binding with them. It's going to differ from person to person, and some people won't even notice it. But for light beings, during a bonding period, you tend to get tired you tend to feel tired for about 5 to 14 days. With gray beings, you may get tired or feel off for about 7 to 14 days. And for dark and black arts type beings, this can take from anywhere between 14 to 13 days of feeling tired, having random nightmares, feeling moody, or feeling or thinking negatively. Will my spirit companion follow the rules I set? Well, it really depends. So for light beings, they will follow the rules you have set if it is to ensure safety and security. If you don't have rules like that in place, they have their own moral values and ethics they go by. Gray to dark beings, they will negotiate and give the reason if the rules is unfair or if there is a way to improve the rules. As for black arts type beings, they don't follow rules, but if you are experienced, then you could bargain with them. I say experienced because they could trick you no matter what. They are not forced to follow the rules unless they are enslaved. And a lot of people who are not very experienced with their third eye or telepathy, they often have companions of black arts with white arts under the same roof. So they may have a rule in place not to bully one another, but I promise you that 9 out of 10 times, the black arts beings have harmed the more passive ones. And you won't even know it because you can't hear or see your spirit companions, like you don't know what's going on. So spirit beings have as much free will as we do, and they can do what they like. They can choose to follow your rules or they can choose to go behind your back. And it mostly has to do with their own moral values that they follow, just as we do. Another common question: will or can my companion possess me? Again, this has to do with free will. Yes, malevolent spirits can drain or beaten your spirit until you have no energy left to control your physical body. That's why spiritual development and mental or mind training is very important, because having physical strength is no use when you can't even see the spirit. If your own spiritual well-being is weak, then another malevolent being has a big chance to hijack your physical body. Spirits reside on the same plane as your mind and your emotions. Have you ever read about people in jail and they had murdered someone and they say they don't know why they did it, or that a voice in their head told them to do it? Most serial killers, psychos, sociopaths, and suicidal people, they're usually victims to malevolent beings classified as black arts. All it takes is an emotion to be elicited, and then that emotion can be exploited. It can be manipulated. For example, someone with anger issues can be manipulated by an evil entity to act out irrationally without thinking. This is called a partial possession, and it is actually very common. It's more common than you think. People who suffer from issues of bad addictions or bad habits, they often have a malevolent being partially possessing them. With a full possession, your mind will black out and it's like you are sleeping, but your body will be in full control by a spirit or entity. Now, the physical body is just an empty shell. It's not usually empty, but it can be empty. And it is a vehicle. It's actually a vehicle for your spirit to navigate in the physical world. It's a temporary body. Because the physical body is like a vehicle, this means any other spirit can drive our vehicle. The foreign spirit will have problems controlling your physical body and are unable to do it for a long time. But of course, because the rightful owner of your physical body, only you have 100% control of your own physical body. So whenever you suddenly act or behave out of character, there is a very big chance that you are partially possessed. Again, this is very common, so don't actually freak out. If you have a suspected malevolent being is partially possessing you, you can get rid of them by cutting out the food supply they are feeding on. So an example is if someone who is addicted to drinking alcohol or is an alcoholic also has anger problems, then the best thing to do is to quit drinking and then balance yourself out. The malevolent being will have no choice but to leave because it cannot feed on the negative energy. The negative energy has been cut off. But they will manipulate your emotions to try and get you to stay stuck in that situation because they don't want you to stop. You're their food supply. You're like a battery. So malevolent beings feed on negative energies. So that is why many people who struggle with depression and drugs just can't get out of that hole, because they usually are being manipulated or influenced to stay negative. Now, other times there are malevolent beings that you can't get rid of because they are sent to you and attached to you deliberately with a binding, or you just don't know how to get rid of them. That's when you call people like Jinyu or I to get rid of them for you. Holy water energy is considered light magic, but that doesn't mean the spirit possessing is not a light or gray being. Not all dark is all bad, and not all light is all good. Nothing is ever what it seems to be. So you gotta be smart, think smart, and act smart, because the universe has an unlimited possibility. There is a positive experience in letting your spirit companion possess you, but allowing this is only safe if you truly trust them. And so how to let my spirit companion possess me? You gotta let go control of your physical body, and with intent, allow your most trusted spirit to take over your physical body. It's never easy to get a trusted spirit to control your body unless you have known the spirit from many lifetimes ago. And if the spirit companion you know is just from this current lifetime, or even from just several lifetimes, we don't recommend this, because they have to be someone you really, really have a bond with, that a long-lasting bond from just more than just several years or several lifetimes. I mean, this type of practice, though, where you allow spirits to possess you, is something that has been practiced since ancient times. And there are people who even perform rituals by calling deities to possess them as well. So hopefully this video helps a lot of you when it comes to wanting spirits as a companion, or if you're just curious to the idea. If you liked the video, please support us by giving this video a thumbs up and hitting the subscribe button. Come visit our shop, our Facebook page, and our Discord server. All of the links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and we will have more videos up for you soon.